Let's talk about serious things then. The Me Too campaign.
Yes.
What's wrong with the industry? I mean, are you asking yourself how come all of this
It's
is
not the
coming?
industry, honey. It's the whole gender. It's men and women. This is about men and women.
You just called me honey.
Yeah. Because you got to get with this. It's not show business. This is global.
Did you see any of it? Because everyone's saying it was all around and everyone knew about it, but then...
Well, who are we talking about?
Just things that were going on around in studios and
No,
networks.
honestly, I've never seen, and during the years when I worked on my show, and even in the nightclubs, I mean, a lot of the comedians, there was a lot of activity, let's call it, frivolity, comedians and waitresses and everybody. I mean, men and women, you know, chase after each other, right? Right?
Yes.
Yes, they do. Now, I've never seen it done in a way that was that I thought that's not right.
So you're
what that guy's doing.
So you're surprised with all this Me Too campaign and things that are coming out now?
No, I'm not surprised. But you asked me if I'd seen it.
Okay.
So I haven't.
One of them is also actually your friend or someone you worked with, Louis C.K.
Mm-hmm. That's terrible. I mean, these behaviors themselves don't even make sense sexually. It's like, I don't even understand why they would do that.
And is it something that would cause you not to listen to him anymore, not to be, I mean, not to listen to his material, think it's right that they took him
Well,
off
he
air?
stopped. He stopped working. The problem for him will be no one will ever look at him without thinking about that. And he knows that. I don't understand the syndrome. Harvey, the showering. What fun is it to shower for somebody? I don't even understand it. Who wants to watch anybody shower? Where's the excitement of that?
Only if it's on a movie set, yeah.
It's a whole world of sexuality that's kind of caught people by surprise. It's like, you're doing what? This is a horrible story. It's not even a good story.
Treat.
Yeah.
Where you at with the election these days? I liked what you wrote about.
Oh, gee, yeah,
as far as Trump goes. Why was it stupid?
That was really dumb.
Why?
Why did people comment on it?
Was it stupid because it was kind of polarizing, or?
Yeah, I just didn't. I mean, I don't know. I hoped it would be taken as like a letter to my fans with some thoughts.
Yeah.
But it was sort of held up as like this is an essay written by a pundit who thought of all the angles. I don't know. It's just how I felt. I'm not ashamed of it. It's something I wrote. It's how I felt at the moment.
I liked it.
And I expressed it. It's an election year.
Yeah.
So every 4 years, everybody gets to say what they want. I think that's fair. You know, it's part of democracy is discussing and stuff like that, and it's so emotional. An election is emotional. People get really upset, and it's about their gut feelings and stuff. So it's fucking a fascinating election. It's a great election.
It's an amazing one.
Yeah. I don't know who I want. I really don't know.
I don't have a guy.
I kind of don't either.
I don't have a guy.
I want Trump.
Yeah, Jimmy has kind of Trump.
Do you want Trump, really?
Oh, big time, yeah.
Why?
Because I hate the rest of them so much.
Yeah.
And I hate the fact that we're stuck with A or B. And I would eventually like a C.
That's valid. C's are great.
Yeah, in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah, motherfucker.
But I think it'd be good. I'd like eventually to get a third party. I think that would be nice.
I could tell you who I hate the most, and that would be Cruz.
Cruz is gross.
I could do that, but I don't really have a guy.
I hate him a lot for the more I think about Ted Cruz, I physically don't like the way he I'm sure I don't like his politics because he's way too conservative. He's a religious Republican, but I don't like his face, and I know that that's not the right way to look at a politician.
But that's how we feel about presidents. Are personal. They're not like this isn't a parliamentary system, you know, where it's all dry. The president is like an emotional thing. But the thing for me is that the most important thing a president needs is empathy. It's the number one thing is that you have to be upset if somebody gets hurt. Like you have to worry about other people. Like you have to have a really gut feeling of like, oh, fuck, what would happen to these people if I do this?
Yeah.
Like Lyndon Johnson, as fucked up as he was, there's this picture of him you can find of him listening to Chuck Robb was his son-in-law. He eventually became a senator. Chuck Robb married his daughter, and he was a Vietnam decorated war soldier. So
wow, that was well said.
So so Chuck Robb is sent LBJ an audio tape of what was happening It's the one on the upper left-hand corner of. So you see LBJ listening to a tape describing what it's like to be a soldier on the front line of Vietnam, and he's sobbing because he's the president and he's putting kids on the front line.
Yeah,
and it's shattering him that he's causing that kind of pain for his own people. That's what a president has to have. I hated George. I didn't hate, but George W. Bush I thought was a shitty president. But I do think he wanted to do good for people. I think he was wrong about how to do it, but that's what he wanted to do. I think that about Obama. I thought that about Clinton. But I don't feel that Trump has. I think with Trump, it's like literally removed completely.
Oh yeah,
because he's a narcissist.
There's no empathy.
So I think he knows how to sound. He knows how to connect to people. That's different. He knows how to read somebody's pulse and manipulate. But I don't feel like he literally. There's this moment in my show where Kurt Metzger says, "Google Trump charity." And you'll get a teenager blowing a black guy. And actually, the first thing that comes up, and I don't believe Google's everything, is Trump is the least charitable billionaire. Like he holds a record. He doesn't feel like, oh fuck, what happened? Why did that happen when I did that? I think that makes him very, very bad candidate.
I think that's his biggest flaw too, and I've said that. I think his lack of ability. We have seen no empathy from him, and that's exactly it. And I don't know if he has it on. I asked Don Jr. about it, and he goes, "Well, you got to see him with the family." It's like I guess you see him different.
Well,
when
and
you live
also
with him.
your family is an extension of yourself for a guy like this. But for him, like when he when he does a rally after a big win, he talks about how he beat the guys and what losers the other guys are for the whole time. He doesn't say this is what we need to accomplish. This is what matters. This is what's happening to you people, and it's not right. He talks about they're being unfair to me. This is all rigged. I really hurt Lindsey Graham. Like he said it like 10 times. I hit him hard. Boy, I hit him hard. I hit him hard, Lindsey Graham. I hit him hard. And what did he say? And all this. And then Rubio. And he just talks about how he won. Yeah. Because he thinks that's what he's focused on. And then at the end he goes, we'll build a wall and to get the country back again. And people go, hey, and people love him. So they want him to win. And I don't quarrel with that, but I think that's not going to make him a good president.
Narcissists they'll never say they're sorry.
They can't. They
don't have it in them.
No.
They'll never say. And then, if there's a big shooting or something like that, a school shooting, is Trump going to come on TV? Are you going to believe him that he feels bad for the families and stuff like that? That's when you need a president, when most of America needs it. Yeah,
and with war and stuff, you have to be like, you have to make yourself sick to your stomach to send somebody into battle. You have to feel that way. I don't think he has that.
I think John Kasich has a little of that.
Yeah, he might. I don't know.
Out of those three, anyway.
Things about him. Yeah, I don't like any of those guys. I think they're all a fucking bummer. Yeah, the Republican
It's
guys.
rare we get a chance to humiliate all of them at once. It's very rare.
True. His effect on the election has been a hugely cathartic and positive. The first debate he did, he said, I've given money to all these guys. And when I call them, they pick up the phone. And I thought, I fucking love that he's saying this. I thought he's not going to be president, but this is a great thing that he's doing this. And I do think there are hugely positive things. He's showing a potential for this. I've always felt like the whole thing about this country is that it's all sitting there. Democracy and free speech. It's just sitting there. And any day, the whole world and the whole country can go, we just want this one person, even though they're not playing by the rules. Yeah. The things that Hillary Clinton does because she must do them in order to stay in the game. I always thought there's someone out there who can just say, everyone's just, fuck, I want this guy. I don't care that he hasn't had the 100-plate dinners. I don't care that he hasn't listened to lobbyists. I didn't think it would be Trump. I know it would be him, but he is showing potential, and so is Bernie in a way that people will gravitate towards somebody real and go for it. The problem is that he's a complete duplicitous liar, and he just says whatever it takes in the moment, and he doesn't have empathy.
I think you're right about that, except for the fact I think he's a less trained duplicitous liar. Absolutely. In the sense.
No, he's not trained at all. He's different. He doesn't
know how to make it palatable, and he doesn't know how to make it gentle. Whereas they're all as horrible, but they just know how to say it. They know how to deliver it in a quick soundbite where you're like, oh, I kind of like that guy, even though he's just as atrocious.
That's right. And I think people are entitled to push this guy up as far as they have, and I get it. Yeah. It makes sense to me that this would happen. But it's just the final result, him being president. I think simply because I hold him at his word. It's like they used to, I'm not comparing him to bin Laden. I'm saying that they used to say about Osama bin Laden, when he does something, he says it. When he says something, he then does it.
Yeah.
There's guys that you follow and you go like, he says he's going to do it, then he does it.
Right.
I think when Trump says he's going to open libel laws so that you can you can sue people for saying something you didn't like.
Yeah.
Is that what he meant, though, or did he mean the press?
Yeah, well, the press, yeah.
But that's who matters. I think he will do those things.
Yeah, I believe
so.
And
I think he'll... I mean, I don't want to go through the list, and I'm not the smartest person about this stuff, but my feeling as one voter, is that he'll make it harder for the system to. I don't give a fuck about any issues in America except for democracy, the fact that we get to keep choosing, and that we keep free speech. The rest of it, it's anybody's guess.
Right.
Half the people think one thing, half the people think other, and most of them are fed on bullshit facts. But the most important thing is that we can keep voting openly and talking openly. And my feeling, and it might be because I'm also caught up emotionally, like after I wrote that Trump letter, because I got scared, like he's going to take that all away from us. I look at that guy and I listen to what he says, and I think he's going to make this a violent and contentious country where you can't say what you want, and he's going to bully people at the polls. And I picture him saying, once it's two candidates, you Hillary voters may not want to meet my voters at the polls. You may want to stay home. Like, that's sort of where this starts to lead to. And I got really scared, and I wrote that thing. And after I wrote it, I was like, the fever broke, and I was like, I'm a little unhinged here. Like, that was irrational.
Yeah,
that was a little insane.
So
that was like 1,400 words.
It was
meant to be. I meant to write P.S. Stop with the Trump already. It was funny for a minute. Period. And then I looked at it, and I'm like, well, let me clarify it for 1,400 words. And I sent it, and I thought, I'm going through something right now. I'm scared, and I'm emotionally unbalanced when it comes to this thing. I should never in my life write opinions and send them. I just don't think I don't think it's a good idea for me, and I shouldn't have. I think maybe I was starved out because I was being in a lockdown of media for Horace and Pete. I think I was getting. I probably have a little narcissistic problem where I'm like, I need fucking attention.
It was.
Well, you got it. Front page of the paper. I'm like, who did Louis shoot? I just wrote a nasty letter. Jesus, that's how you know you're doing well when you write a nasty letter.
Fuck, you get on the front page of the paper. Well, fuck those.
That hurt. When I saw that, I was like, oh, I almost threw up. I was like, oh really? Fuck. Did I do?
It was brave. Come on.
I mean, I stand behind a lot of this shit I said. I don't regrets in life. You add up to whatever you are.
It was brave.
But I look back and I go, yeah, that was a little crazy.
But I mean, sure, it polarized some people, but it was refreshing to see someone of your stature to speak your mind about something.
You have to be counted sometimes.
Trump is Hitler, though. I mean, they could use that fucking headline on the Daily News.
They didn't choose a very flattering photo of Trump for that. I would have thought they would have picked that.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
The problem with narcissists, too, is they don't like to be exposed. So when the media's exposing them, that's why he wants to sue them. They don't want anyone onto him. That's why he destroys everybody in his path.
That's right.
There's probably a ton of people out there that got a lot of shit on Trump that are afraid to say anything. I'm not coming forward. He's going to destroy me. So, and he just, and that they just want to shut everybody up. And that's what he's going to do.
I think so. That's what he'll want to do.
Yeah.
He'll say, the New York Times comes to my desk before it goes out. And he'll call the guy who actually runs the paper, or the guy who sends it out, like the guy in the room, with the guy the working class guy. He'll say, send the first truck to the White House, and then he'll do it. Who is it? It's the president. So he'll just do it, and then somebody will go, you can't do that. And you go, what are you going to do about it? That'll become Trump's logo as president. What are you going to do about it? And he'll just start doing it. I think that's the kind of guy he'll be, which will be a great story to watch, but it'll be a horrible.
I don't think he'll get much done because I think he'll be fairly ineffective and loud because everyone hates him. The Republicans don't like him. They don't want him to do much.
Yeah, but he's not going to need any of that apparatus. He'll just start doing shit, and because the system's broken enough that somebody can go in and run it roughshod right now.
I don't know. I don't know how much he'll get. I think that I think the Democrats and the conservatives would both see it in their best interest to get rid of him. I don't think either one of them wants him to. Do you know what I mean? Like the Republicans don't want him.
So every time we say that, like it's an amazing thing to watch because every time we say that about the guy, he
goes up in the
keeps
polls.
Moving. Because so here's the thing, like going to the convention, everything's against him. There's nobody in the Republican establishment, all those lever pullers, who want him. They actually really, really hate him. But he's saying the right thing.
I mean,
I don't know. People are gonna, if you only give it to me, people are gonna get upset.
Yeah.
He's hinting at
He's
that.
actually right though. I mean, I'm talking about the Congress and the Senate. Like once you need them to vote for what you want to do, I think he would have some trouble. The great part will be just watching him yell at everybody for not doing their job and call them out. And then maybe in 4 years, somebody who's not a total cunt will run.
You don't want him to give you a nickname. That's the death.
Oh, it's
every nickname he's given out has stuck. And
Lion Ted Cruz.
Well, he just, Hillary's just came out over the weekend.
What was it?
What? Crooked, right. Crooked Hillary is the new one. He started.
There was a second word to that he floated that he then said, like, no, Donald, come on, it's good. It's
with the K, we'll do it with the K.
Come on. And they're like, no, he's like, all right. Whoever does say no to him.
But that's the latest. He came up with that yesterday or Saturday. It's going to be
Hillary.
Every headline's going to have Crooked Hillary now.
That's it. That's her name now. That's who she is.
He's got to get a better tanner though. That orange face.
That's gross.
What the fuck?
But doesn't that alarm people who do this for a living, like politicians? Like, this is how hated all of you are, and this is how tired of all of you are.
That's exactly when this kind of thing happens in any country. Is when the system becomes so not representative. Nobody fucking loves any of these people.
No, but I love that he's doing that as far as this election goes. Because we're not going to be able to turn back from this. You're not going to have these guys talking in sound bites when the next election comes around.
When I wrote that thing, I learned a lot because people are so divided now. Like, part of it, I wrote that to people who were thinking of voting for Trump. Like, if I was writing it to anyone, it was like, if you're thinking of voting for Trump, here's my thoughts. I wasn't trying to bully anybody, but I was just saying, here's how I feel about it. And I wanted to sound like, I wanted to find common ground with the person I'm talking to. So I'm like, hey, a conservative is fine, it's a percentage of the country is conservative, so conservatives should have a share.
Yeah.
Just not this one, because he's not a conservative.
Yeah.
Not to me, he's not. So a lot of liberals got really angry, and because I said a conservative would be fine. They said, don't even say that. They don't even want you to consider any thought except for theirs. Mm-hmm. So I think liberals and conservatives both have led to this kind of shit, to this election being so fucked up.
Of course,
they're offended by the idea of listening to each other. I mean, if you think you're so fucking right that you can't even listen and then reject another idea, but really listen to it, you got serious problems.
Yeah. The solution is they have to work together.
Yeah, you have to listen to people.
You absolutely have to listen and try to figure some shit out.
Yeah. It's like I used to say, listen to learn and learn to listen. Whoa. I said that all the time, and people would be like, that was pretty good.
It was because they both have the L's match up.
Yes. At first I said, listen to Larry, and it just didn't catch on. It was like,
no, because Larry's not a verb.
No, he's not.
It doesn't work. It just doesn't.
It blows my mind.
It's clear to me why that was not.
Yeah, we'll get Louis out of here. It blows my mind that they can't even agree with something the other side said just because they're not in their party. That's so ridiculous.
I asked
really
Trump
dumb.
on the phone. We had him on the phone, and I remember I was saying that I did think Obama deserved credit for Bin Laden because even though any president might, hey, if it had gone wrong, he'd have to eat shit for it. So it went well. He should get credit for it. And I think I asked him if there's anything you had liked that Obama did, and I asked somebody else that too. Is there anything he did that you think he did right? Mm-hmm. And when someone can't say, yeah, he liked this and that, that person is 100% unbalanced in their thinking. Yeah. But it's the same with a Democrat.
But it's both parties.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime that everything in your answer, every answer to every question is conservative or liberal, you're just being an idiot because each issue's different according to the conditions.
There's a lot of gray area.
And also, you don't know how you're going to feel in 10 years when your life goes down the road. You know what I mean? People's feelings change and the country changes. So.
Sure. Well, Louis,
we know. Everybody in this room knows, though.
Sure.
Yeah, no, we know everything.
What the fuck do we know?
Well, Lou, I think all we can do is just put it out there and see what happens.
Yeah.
Guy who has nothing to add. Yeah, just see what happens. Yeah.
See what happens and just hope for the best. Do your best.
Prepare for the worst.
On the 2-year-old. My 2-year-old, she wakes up every day now at 4 o'clock in the morning. Every day. Just wakes up, hi, fucking happy to be awake at 4. That's what offends me. Because if she woke up at 4 like, I can't do this shit. I'd be like, oh, dude, you're fine. I'll just have some coffee. We'll play cards. It'll be okay. But she wakes up, hi, and I got to get up. I'm the one that's got to get up because my wife pushed her out of her vagina 2 years ago, so I'm the one. You know what? She didn't even. They cut her open. Who can't do that? Wow. I'm the one that had to watch that shit and keep a poker face for her benefit. That ain't easy, because she doesn't know what's going on. They have a sheet, and they just start. They don't go, we're going to divide you into 2 things now. They just start cutting, and she's looking at me all, hey, what are they doing? I'm like, fucking nothing. Jesus! That is weird! She's just cut out, and the doctor's like just digging in there, looking annoyed, like, He's trying to find his passport in a carry-on or something. Yeah, here's your kid, just fucking... And my wife tried to give naturally. She really worked on it, and I supported the goal, but it didn't work out. And she really tried. We got tapes. They gave us tapes of births. And I don't know if you've seen these things, but they're pretty heinous. And it's just because, it's only because they stopped making them. Like in the 70s, people stopped letting themselves be taped. So it's all these sort of Swedish hippies. There's a lot of just shitloads of hair and this big bush, just giant hippie bush. And they just pushing out these big... And they gave us a tape for some reason that was a bunch of just the moment of the birth cut spliced together. Like 20 of them, like one of those porns where just the jizz shots one after the other. Like it was just big, like fuck, I can't look at all that. So we had ours, and then 2 years later, I'm watching the kid, and there's no really lower parenting skills than watching your kid at 4 o'clock in the morning. You don't do nothing. Just make them not die. That's all it is. Just sit. I don't even turn a light on, just make her play in the dark. Daddy, I want a story. Fuck you. Fuck you, the end. Here's your little story. Kiss my ass. You got me up. Throw you in the garbage. Because I need to come. I need to. Coming is a need. I came the first time when I was 12 and I haven't skipped a day. I come every day. And I've fucked maybe 20 times in my life, so it's just been me doing most of the work. And I really, I jerk off way too much and it upsets me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's so selfish. I don't know what it is, but I know it's bad. I know I'm hurting somebody somewhere. There's something wrong with it. Like I was thinking the other day that you can figure out how bad a person you are by how soon after September 11th you masturbated, like how long you waited. And for me, it was between the two buildings going down. So I have a feeling that... I had to do it. I had to. Otherwise, they win. That's the way I was looking at it at the time. It was a strange time for all of us. And I know you all waited a whole week because you're awesome, but I just couldn't do it. A boner's a boner. It's got to go. Something's got to happen. Boners just, they ruin everything. And I really hate boners. I hate every one I've ever had. I remember the first time, I was 9. That's the worst thing about a little boy's life, is that you start getting boners when you're 9. And you don't come for 3 fucking years. It's 3 years of just vicious little boners. They don't go away. You just pass out moaning in a ditch somewhere. And you wake up, you're still hard. It's awful. If you ever see a 9-year-old boy on the street, just give him $20, because he's very unhappy. Or suck his dick, however you feel like you can help him out. I remember that, man. I remember being 9 and just being hard and not knowing why or what to do. I just would rub my dick against stuff. That's all I did. Everything. If I was sitting in front of a car, I would just press it against the car. Like, oh. It's warm from the sun. It's good. I used to run home from school after school so I could fuck my whole house, basically. I would just fuck the house. I'd fuck the walls and the floor. If you have a 9-year-old at home, he's fucking your house right now. Because that's what we do. I just fucking... We had a corduroy couch. That couch was my bitch. I fucked it all day. Just humping with no results. Just frustrated. I used to do weird things with my dick, too. Like, I'd close it in the refrigerator door. I don't know why. I just liked the pressure. I liked that one side was metal and the other was that accordion, like rubber with a magnet in it. I just... Oh, the cold air on my balls. It's good. It's good. I don't know why, but it's good. I don't know how I ever got laid, really, because I was awful at it. I still am. I never understood, like, there's guys that just have this confidence and they can, like, go out with a girl, know when to lean in and kiss her and shit. I couldn't, I would just go, Could I ever fuck you? Like, I just blurted out. I remember one night I was with a girl, I was like 20 years old, I was already doing stand-up. And I did a show in Washington, D.C. And after the show, one of the waitresses came back to my hotel. She was really cute. And we're making out in my hotel. And she's into it. She's like humping me. So I start putting my hand up her shirt, and she stops me. I'm like, okay. So then we're making out more, and I start putting my hand on her ass, and she stops me. So after a while, she went home. Nothing happened. And then the next night I saw her at the club, and she goes, hey, what happened last night? I was like, what? And she goes, how come we didn't have sex? I was like, because you didn't want to. She's like, yes, I did. I was really into it. I was like, why did you keep stopping me? And she goes, because I wanted you to just go for it. I was like, what does that mean? She says, I'm kind of weird. I get turned on when a guy just gets frustrated and just holds me down and fucks me. Like, that's a big turn on for me. And I was like, well, you should have told me. I would have happily done that for you. And she says, no, it has to feel real and dangerous. I'm like, what, are you out of your fucking mind? You think I'm just gonna rape you on the off chance that hopefully you're into that shit? Kind of an idiot. I'm getting kind of a rapey vibe from this girl. I don't know. I suspect she might enjoy being raped. Maybe that's her thing. I don't want to ask first and ruin it, so just take a shot and rape her. What the hell? What's the worst that could happen after all? Jesus. But my oldest daughter's going to be 13 next year. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's why all the parents ahead of you always go like, yeah, yeah, wait till she, that's when you get. I'm not afraid of her teenagehood. It's going to be challenging and difficult, and she'll meet the challenges. You know, I'm always proud of my kid. She's a good kid. Now, some parents are really afraid of their daughters. A lot of dads get scared. Like, I don't know what to do. I have this friend, his daughter's 15. He's like, she's going to start having sex. I don't know what to do. She's going to have sex. What do I do? I'm like, well, you don't do anything. You don't have a role in that at all. You're the father. No role. Not supportive or advisory, nothing. But what if she has a bad sexual experience? Oh, she's gonna have a number of those. Oh, yes, she is. Her whole life is gonna be just walking through a blizzard of bad dicks, just... Ow, dicks. Just... Jesus. That was a big one. Holy fuck, I'm just trying to get to work. The little one, the 9-year-old, life's a little simpler. Tap dancing. She takes tap dancing lessons. We started her with tap dancing because we figure by the time she grows up, it'll be the 1930s again. And yeah, she'll have this thing she can do that nobody enjoys watching. Do you know who the audience is for tap dancing? The parents of tap dancing students. That's all of it. Because we all have to go to the show at the end of the tap dancing semester. And they have a big theater show, and all the kids get up there. They all tap dance in groups of 3s. There's about 6,000 kids. They do about 20 minutes each. So the show's about 7 months long. And everybody dies at the end. But you go because you want to see your kid tap dance. Because that's an amazing thing. Because this was a baby. She was just a baby. She was just like, that's it. And now she's going like this. It's amazing. But you gotta watch all those other kids that you don't love at all. You gotta watch people, grown-ups do it. There's grown-up adult students and they get up there, get off, nobody's here to see you. Nobody. Your parents are dead, you're 52. Nobody came from work, nobody came from work. I take her every Thursday to tap dancing, and we go up to the school, and she puts on her tap shoes and she goes in the room, I don't go in there, and she tap dances, and I wait outside because it's 40 minutes. It's not enough time to go anywhere. So I just sit there and listen to and she comes out, I'm tired of this. I don't want to go anymore. Good, don't. I don't want to bring you. Quit. I don't care. I don't push my kids into this shit. Because you got to do it too. I don't want to do it. Daddy, I'm tired of soccer. Soccer is out of our lives forever. With those words from thine mouth. Soccer is gone. I don't care. Don't go to school. I don't want to get up at 7. Don't do any of this shit, honey. I don't care. I have money. Just eat the food in the house. Stay home and eat. You and your sister don't have kids. I can cover all of us, and then we all die. That's my goal. I want to make enough money that we can just lock the door and eat the food. That's it. Daddy, what are we doing today? Go to the food room and pick something out and go to bed. That's all that's required of you. People overthink this life shit. People get all knotted up. I don't know what to do with my life. Like, I don't know, like, what I should be, or, like, I don't know. It's like, what should I, like, do with my life? Just get food, put it in here. Put food in here. That's it. Put food in here. Walk around and look for food. And anytime you see any food, put it in here. Just take it and put it in here. Later, when you feel pressure, shit out the shit in there. That's it. If anybody tries to stop you from doing either of those, murder them. That's it. Doesn't have to be more complicated. Do it till you're died, till you're dead, till you're dead, died, dead. Anyway, I'm 47 years old, and all right, there's no. There's no. Nothing. 47 is not a year. Nothing happens. 18, you can vote. 21, you can drive. 47, you get to be out of breath. You get to just kind of stand there. And you know what I realized is taking a huge amount of my breath? It's this. This is demanding blood and oxygen from my system. Do you know that when you make fat inside of you, you also make vessels and things that feed it? And every breath you take, like a quarter of it goes to just this worthless shit. And this, I've had this so long, it's like a prosciutto now. It's just hardened, and it's this thing, and my blood, I can feel my heart like trying to feed it. Oh. Ah. My arm's like, could I get some blood ever? My heart's like, I can't do it, man. I got it. Fuck you, you're no help. All you do is jack them off and hold the remote. My heart and my arm are not friends. I don't care. I used to want to get in shape, and I'm so glad to let that go. It's a huge relief to forget about that. Because my whole life I've been like, I really should get in shape, though. Like, I should just start tomorrow and really work hard and do crunches. And then get really, come on. And the next day I'm like, I'm still not doing it. But sometime around last year, I was like, don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't want to do it. And I don't. My only goal for my health is this. I want to be healthy enough and in good enough shape that if you find out that I died, you ask what happened. That's all. When I die, I want you to wonder how I died. I don't want you to just go, yeah, well, sure he is. Yeah, of course he's dead. Of course he's dead. The only shock at this point is if you find, oh my God, he's still alive? Oh my God. Oh my God, how? I'm 52, and I like my 50s. I like this part of my life. It's my favorite so far. I'll tell you why, because I can still move around pretty good, and I don't have long to live. I view that as a positive, because life is a lot of pressure. The more life you had ahead of you, the more problems you have. Like if you're 20, you might have 70 years to try not to be homeless or alone during. But I got maybe 24 years left. I can handle that. Like, that's an amount of time. I'm like, yeah, I can fucking do that. I can cover 24 years. And it gets easier every year less that I have. Like, I bought a winter coat the other day. I was like, this is my last coat. I don't need a bunch of these. It gets easier. I used to think I need to find a woman who will be with me forever. I need a string of girlfriends at this point. Just a few more I need 3 women in their 40s to get me through my 50s. And 2 in their 50s to get me through my 60s. And then when I'm 75, 21 years old. That's when I'm doing that. 21, she gets the rest of my money, just blow me to my grave and keep the change. That's the offer on the table for anybody who's 21 when I'm 75. She hasn't been born yet, but we'll see what the new crop brings. My French girlfriend, she's 42, which is perfect. She's pornographically hot, but she's willing to fuck this mess. Because you have to be over 40 to have the compassion and the sense of humor to fuck around. She likes to be on top, which I think is because that's the best that I ever look, is laying on my back. Because all the skin lays where it belongs. Like, it just drapes nicely. I look about 49 and a half when I'm on my back. And if I get on top of her, it comes off, it comes away from the bone like barbecued pork. And this shit, when you hang this, it's all red and bumpy. It's like the roof of a cave. It's a nightmare. And my tits are like flappy triangles with red tips. They look like candy corn that somebody stepped on. Some people get to be 90. That's incredible. Anybody that gets to be 90, I think that's special. Because 90 means you survived. Like 3 wars and 50 hurricanes. You gotta be special when you're 90. When I see somebody who's 90, I'm like, you did some shit. You killed somebody. You did something. How'd you get this far? 90's special. You should get something for being 90. It shouldn't just be the same shit. It should just keep being just as hard. When you get to 90, couldn't that be some kind of a finish line? Some kind of like all right, here, you get a silver thing on you, and you get to, take it easy. Give him some Gatorade, give him a back rub. Fuck, he's 90. But it's not like that. It's like, happy birthday, you're 90, pay the fucking rent. It just keeps going. I mean, 90-year-olds shouldn't have to worry about anything. If you get that far, and we could absorb that as a nation, there's not that many people that are 90. We could just let them do what they want. My friend's grandmother, she's 90 years old, and she wants to get marijuana because she's in pain, but she's in a state that won't let her. How is any drug illegal for a 90-year-old lady? Let her have anything she wants. It's a victimless crime. Who the fuck is getting hurt? When your 90-year-old grandmother has a bag of heroin in a house and she's like, fucking yeah. Who's getting hurt? Give her a bag of heroin. You're not gonna go see her. Give her a bag of heroin. I mean, I've never tried heroin, but from what I've heard, it feels really fucking good. But it has a huge downside. But if you're 90, the downside, it's gone. It cannot hurt you if you're 90. What are you worried about? She's gonna ruin her career. You can't give her heroin. She's just gonna want more heroin. Well, get her more heroin then, and keep giving it to her. If you're 90, you should be allowed to just like walk in a store and just take shit and just walk out. Let her have it. She'll be dead in a week. You'll get it back.
Some stores try to show you their moral confidence by putting something on the window that's not really about the product, but about their morality. Sometimes you see a store that's got a sign above the door that says, like, no hate allowed in here. Like, fuck off, hate, you piece of shit. No hate in there? I hate my father. Like, do I have to stay outside and deal with it before I can come in to buy some shoes? Sometimes the store tries to tell you how ethical they are in the production of their product. I saw one store, it was a women's clothing store, and it had a sign outside, and it said this. It said, 92% of our garments are responsibly produced. just don't put anything. That's 92% is not high enough for bragging. Because that means 8% of their clothes are like, you don't even want to know how we made this shit. It was a bloodbath when we made that skirt. We just tore the skin off of some Honduran kid's back. It's really cat.
Yeah, but drunks always, like, every time I've been in traffic court, drunks, people just love, courts love drunks.
Yeah.
Because they want them to get better.
For some reason.
So, like, I go and, I drove with a suspended license, so I got arrested. And the judge was like, your record is reprehensible. You show no remorse. You do nothing but repeat your offenses, and I'm going to go the limit with this. Then the next guy's like, this guy threw a rock through a window, literally, and set a fire, and then passed out in the street. And he goes, are you in a program, young man? He goes, yes, sir, I am. Okay, good for you. Good luck. I wish you all the luck in the world.
All the luck.
All the luck in the world.
In the world.
I want everyone else to have bad luck so that you can have good luck, you stupid drunk from Mansfield, Massachusetts.
Joe had a little run-in years ago. Years ago, Joe wasn't able to get license, registration, insurance, anything. He was like in that realm of your life when you go through that.
That's me right now.
So at the time, especially, the Reggies were a lot different on the windshield. It was just the sticker. So he drew one. He looked at one, got some colored construction paper, and drew the lines with a ruler. It used to just be like a grid with some holes that they punched in it on the date, almost like your inspection sticker still looks here in New York. And he drew it up, taped it to the windshield, and unless you were right on top of it, it looked perfect.
Wow.
Couldn't even tell. So his car breaks down on the parkway, and he's underneath the car, and a cop comes up and starts talking. So Joe's like, let me get my stuff out of the car. So he goes to go into the car, and the cop's kind of still looking at his tire, I think, had bent or something like that. So Joe just scrapes the crap right off the windshield. So the cop couldn't see it. And he goes, where's your registration? Everything. He goes, oh, no, I don't have one. And he wrote him up for everything. Joe goes to court and just says, I wasn't driving because my car was broken down on the side of the parkway.
Right.
And it didn't matter how it got there or anything, because you could say I was trailering it, I was towing it.
Yep.
It was anything. So he got away without anything.
That's amazing.
And there he was driving with this forged government document. And
I got arrested once at the Holland Tunnel because this is how bad I was. My license was revoked. Not suspended, but revoked.
That's bad.
And I had, crazy amounts of warrants, open warrants. And the car I was driving had the plates from a different car.
Oh, that's never good. The cops don't like that.
No, and the plates were bad anyway. So, I mean, in other words, the car that they came from had expired. The plates were expired and from another car.
But for anyone that doubted Louis was Mexican.
And I was coming through the Holland Tunnel, and I had no money. That's where it all started. That I pulled up, I was one of those things where I pulled up to the toll booth and said, hi, I have no money. What do we do? How do we do this? And the guy said, just give me your license and I'll fill out a thing. And I go, it's not on me. And he goes, give me your registration. I go, I don't have that either. He says, give me your name and your social security number.
You just said how smart this guy is, Jimmy.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't a smart thing.
No.
You're right.
And then he made me pull over, and I went to jail. First, he put me in a jail cell that's under the Holland Tunnel toll booths. There's a jail cell.
There is?
Yeah, he took me down some stairs.
Hey, you got to see something most people don't get to see.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you're a scofflaw, not criminal.
Exactly. And I slept the night. I actually spent the night. I just slept in a little jail cell down there, and then they transferred me to Weehawken County Jail, and that was the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life.
Was that one under a photo mat?
Where's that Weehawken is a really bad. It's a really bad jail.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Why? You wouldn't. I would not have thought that at all.
It's terrible. People are throwing food out the windows all the time because of the food. I mean, I almost puked just taking a bite out of a sandwich there.
Was it violent there? Frightening?
Yeah, it was really scary. It was really bad.
And Weehawken, who would have guessed?
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's not.
It's mostly New York drug addicts that get taken, like, because the New York jails overflow, and they start letting the Port Authority arrest people so that they can take them to New Jersey, because Port Authority is New York, New Jersey. So,
How long were you in for?
Like a day and a half. I was in, like for a morning, afternoon, night, and the whole next day. It was horrible.
That's a long time.
Well, and when I got there, I was in a holding cell, and one of the guys in the holding cell said to me, "Don't let them take you out of this cell, because you'll never be heard from again. If you get moved to a permanent cell, they'll never find you. They lose people because it's a bad bureaucracy." And everybody in the cell agreed, don't leave this cell. And a cop would come once in a while and say, "We got to move you," and I'd go, "No." He said, "Just say no." I'm like, "How do you just say no to?" And I go, "No, I'm not moving." And he goes, "Come on, we're moving you to permanent cell." And I go, "I'm not leaving here." And he goes, all right. And that kept happening. I just kept refusing to leave.
How do you refuse?
Just say no.
Wow, I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah.
No, let me out.
It's really
I
bad.
don't belong here.
No, and the worst part was that there was a toilet just in the middle of the floor of the whole like in the middle of the room.
Yeah, you would just have to sit there.
Had to sit there and
Ooh, there's no
close.
There's no privacy.
I bet I got dumped even though I didn't.
No,
say
it didn't.
I think you stopped it.
So wait, did you get moved to a permanent cell? You'd be there for a week, maybe.
Basically, and I mean, I was because I made bail before I even arrived, because I called. I used the phone in the Holland Tunnel cell, and I made bail right away, but it took 2 days for the bail to find me.
Oh,
It's amazing.
Man.
Yeah, it's bad.
How much was
prison
bail?
System is bad. Oh, I mean, I had to pay. Yeah, it was like
nothing.
No, it was a lot. It was
Really?
like $600 or something. I mean, for me, that was a lot then. Now I would. You're like, I'll pay $6 million to get out of here. I don't have that kind of money.
Figure we could take care of it right here in Brainerd. Give him that one.
Exactly. Right here in Brainerd.
I just want to be in full compliance.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Iraq. Yes.
Yes, because that helps
Fargo song.
They want more stuff.